Today's weather video, we're going to be talking about the severe weather threat that is going to be happening through the plains over the next couple of hours. That is going to be happening throughout the rest of today. And also, we're going to be talking about the tropics, about how we could be potentially having our next hurricane form in the Atlantic. Now, starting off for today, September 16th, we do have a slight risk of severe weather over the central plains, mainly Nebraska, mostly a little bit of Colorado and Kansas are going to be in this. Already, we do have storms forming in this risk, so yep, we are going to be seeing some of that. Our biggest risk is going to be the hail risk. We do have a 15% chance as well as also a 10% hatch risk. That is also for really portions of any towns west of North Platte, Nebraska will be in that hatch risk. But North Platte itself is the only major town that's going to be in this 15%. We do have a wind threat as well, mainly for areas east of North Platte, Nebraska. Could be that under that 50% chance. It's a really small area, so that's why we're looking at the hail threat being our biggest risk. And then the tornado risk, we actually do have one, a 2% between northeastern Colorado and kind of west central Nebraska. Mainly this could be for some Denver suburbs that are like east of Denver. Obviously North Platte and some surrounding towns there could be under that as well. This actually just impacts over 1 million people, so be prepared for that. Tornado here or there happening tonight. Recently, there was a new update that did come to WeatherWise, which you can actually now look at models for. So we're going to go over the 18Z HRRR composite reflectivity. And as we do go for it, we can see that already 2 o'clock we have that storm that is moving through Nebraska, kind of. That's going to be kind of moving up north towards South Dakota. As we move through the day, we are going to have a lot more storms form. So already by 7 to 8 p.m., we have these storms forming across Nebraska, South Dakota, and as well as Colorado. And then as we go towards midnight, wow, this gets really big. You can see that all these white areas here, these are, a bunch of hail that are in there. All this red is all of our heavy rain that's going to be in this as well. I need to fix this. So all of our, red in here is heavy rain. And then we also do have that white areas, which could indicate some damaging hail potentially falling. And then as we kind of go through the early morning hours, this will start to go away and also would start to weaken into more of a heavy rain risk area. So another thing too is that we do have to keep an eye over here on the Mid-Atlantic because I don't know if we actually have a risk or not. So we don't actually have a marginal risk over here at all. It's just a general risk, but over here I do want to kind of watch out for this as well because this could easily turn into something. So as they play this 18Z, we can see that a lot of this rain is going to be starting to move in here onto like Virginia, Maryland. That's going to continue, that could be dumping heavy rain for areas for at least a couple of hours or so. And this, areas could see up to 1 to 2 to even 3 inches possible during this. Risk of flash flooding, specifically over here where I talked about the Mid-Atlantic between North Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland. We do have that slight risk for places near Richmond, Virginia Beach, Newport News, that are going to be in here as well. So we do need to be in mind of this because especially excessive rainfall areas over here along the coast are going to be very prone to flooding as well. We don't have a slight risk of heavy rainfall at all. However, we do have a very big 5% that's going to be affecting places in the plains and as well as a little bit of the southwest. Over the next 3 days of rainfall, we are going to have some rain over here, quite a bit actually, over here in the plains, in the northern plains. Some areas could be up to 2 inches as much as possible. Over here in the Mid-Atlantic, where I talked about Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, some areas there could get up to 3 inches possible as well. Southwest over here, some areas could get up to 1 inch. And also down here in southern Florida, some areas could even get up to 3 inches possible. For climate over the next 6 to 10 days, we do have ourselves above average for all the country. It is going to be above average for at least the most part. And then the 8 to 14 day actually might suggest that most of the country is going to be above average, besides the West Coast, where we're going to see near normal average to even below average in places near Washington. For precipitation, we do have below average precipitation over the northern plains and Midwest. And then we also do have above average, very above average for the whole West Coast, and we have a little bit above average over here in the Southeast. Everywhere else is going to be near normal average. Then over the next 8 to 14 days, over here in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, could finally bring ourselves some below than average precipitation. Otherwise, the northern plains and the West Coast will be above average, as well as the Southeast. And then, more like the interior, central interior of the U.S. will be near normal average. I'm going to talk about our tropics. So we actually do have two different areas over here in the Atlantic that are shaded in red and yellow. Red means that there's a very good chance that this will develop likely into some type, at least of a tropical storm. And yellow is like not very likely for it to turn into one. So we do have red over here. We have ourselves AL92, which over the next 2 to even 7 days have a 90% chance of turning into a tropical storm. And if you look at the spaghetti models, most of them actually show them like turning before it even gets close to the United States. So that's a good thing that we're going to be having. So hopefully that is the case for at least the most part. And then behind this one, we do actually have over the next 7 days could become a 20% chance of one. Just off the coast here of Africa. It's just a little tiny little storm kind of moving through. But over here we have our red. This is where we could eventually have our next tropical storm. And then we also do have ourselves tropical storm, I believe Mario it is, over the coast of Mexico. That's not expected to really go anywhere. Even if it does show these models going to the US, it'll die down by then. It'll probably just be a bunch of moisture. And then over here, we have ourselves EP96, also off the coast of Mexico, and that has a very high chance of developing into a tropical storm. Most likely going to remain off the coast of Mexico and as well as North America in general. That's the end of my weather update video for today. So if you guys like to see a new one, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.